Welcome to CNN Headline News, Cox Local Edition. I'm Tanya Hinder with Cox Communications. It's my pleasure today to introduce to you Bob Fulton, who is the Energy Conservation Specialist, Dominion Virginia Power. Welcome, Bob.
Thank you, Tanya. Good to be here.
Bob, so many people are going on vacation now, and I'm sure you have wonderful tips to give it to them as they leave on vacation to save energy.
Absolutely. If you're going on a vacation for an extended period of time, matter of fact, over a couple of days even, there's really no sense running your air conditioner at the setting you normally have. We recommend the 78 when you're home, but if you're not going to be home, you can either turn it off or raise it to a higher temperature, so you save a considerable amount of energy during that time that it's gone. There's no sense cooling the house that's not occupied. Matter of fact, we have what's called the programmable thermostat, and the programmable thermostat is great even for working people, because if you're going to be out of the house in the morning and not coming back till late evening or early evening, you can set your cooling in the summer and your heating in the winter to change, and that way you can conserve energy by not using as much energy or cooling as when you're gone.
And I see you have a couple more things here.
Yes, and what happens too in your house when you're cooling, you want to make sure that you don't use things that are going to generate heat. This is a CFL light bulb, compact fluorescent bulb, and it produces a lot less heat. An incandescent bulb, 90% of the energy is heat, only 10% is light. So using this will keep it cooler, and your air systems won't run as much. Keep your drapes closed, and especially if your windows are on the south or west side of the house in the afternoons, and then open them in the evenings, because that heat will pour in and just make your system run harder when it really doesn't have to.
So there's really simple ideas that will really save a lot of energy.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, it's just simple things. When you have to cook, try to cook early morning or late in the evening and not during the heat of the day, or use the microwave or the grill outside instead of heating up your home. That makes your air conditioner run a little harder.
So, Bob, let's talk about televisions. Television prices, those really large television screens are really coming down. Is there a tip that you can give our viewers?
If someone is looking for a flat screen TV, consider the type. Let's take a 40-inch screen, flat screen television. An LCD will use about 77 kilowatt hours a year. A tube type, a CRT, will use about 123. But a plasma uses 444 kilowatt hours a year. So you can see that a plasma uses a lot more electricity, produces more heat too in the house, which will run your air conditioner even harder. So when you're thinking about it, look at the LCD as using less energy, but also a little cooler, and also look for the Energy Star. That's important.
Now, keeping on the subject of television, it is my understanding, someone told me that if your TV is off but you have a remote control, you're still wasting energy?
That energy vampires, all these, the VCRs, the DVRs, the TiVos, and the television, because they say that a television set will use as much electricity in the 20 hours it's off as it does in the 4 hours on, because our microprocessors, it's talking back and forth. So they do consume energy even when they're off. Best thing to do is either unplug it or use a strip plug and just turn the strip plug off all these peripherals that you're using. Just cuts down on heat and energy.
Oh, that's interesting. Can you tell us about the conservation blog that you have?
On Dominion, go to dominion.com, and we have a conservation blog that you can go in and talk about any subject you like, get ideas from the blog, or even submit ideas. We have a lot of interaction between our consumers, and they give us very good tips and things that they do, and it's interesting to do that. So at dom.com is a good place to go for energy conservation tips, and also the blog, and also for our energy calculator to find out what you're spending on energy. It's a good resource.
Thank you so much for joining us today, Bob, and for the wonderful tips. And thank you for joining us today, CNN Headline News, Cox Local Edition. I'm Tanya Hinder, and I hope you have a wonderful day.